If you struggle with overthinking, then this video will help you reduce that. You see, growing up, I used to struggle with overthinking a lot. Always doubting myself, coming up with new questions, thinking that I'm trying too hard on something that doesn't matter. It's always just been a hindrance of my progress and success. Overthinking, in my opinion, is truly devastating because you tend to spend so much time thinking about all the what ifs and potential consequences, when in reality, you're losing valuable time to finish your work. But what exactly causes overthinking? Well, from my experience, I think there's really two main reasons as to what causes overthinking. Overthinking can derive from a sense of perfection, always trying to achieve perfect 100% success with every single goal, to where you stress about every minute detail and every possible consequence. Or another reason for overthinking is what I like to call paralysis analysis. Basically, with all the thoughts and ideas that you have in your head, you tend to kind of think of all of them at once, and you're kind of confused as to what to do. With all of these thoughts and ideas pulling at you at once, you're kind of paralyzed through all of this analysis. I hope that made sense. But either way, regardless of the cause, overthinking sucks. We know that, and it really is a pain in the butt whenever we're trying to focus and really get work done. So how exactly can we fix this? Well, to be completely honest with you, there is no one cure, one solution for all remedy with overthinking. And that's because A, everyone is different, but also B, overthinking stems from our brain's neurological system. And so obviously, unless you completely get rid of your brain, that's not really something you can get rid of. But although there is no way to completely eradicate overthinking from your system, there's obviously ways to just ease and reduce the amount of times you overthink. So what are these solutions? Well, starting off with the first one, and this is going to sound really obvious and trivial at first, but hear me out. Keep working. Despite all the thoughts, the overthinking going on in your head, keep working. Now, I would only suggest this potential solution if your overthinking is relatively mild at that particular moment, because oftentimes facing a mental battle, it tends to be a lot tougher than, let's say, a physical battle. And when you're overthinking a whole lot, and it's kind of like corrupting your system and your brain, it's really hard to win against this mental battle. But if it's relatively mild, you can definitely fight against it and still get work done, as long as you just maybe listen to music or just really just keep working. Even though your mind is maybe just irritating you a little bit, you'll still get your work done. And I think this is much better than spending time to overthink and not getting work done versus facing a little bit of mental irritation but ultimately getting your work done. I mean, that's a choice for you, but again, I know which one I would choose. Now, for the second solution, I would recommend this if you have maybe like mediocre overthinking symptoms. But basically, shut off your work, leave the room, enter into like an empty, dark, quiet space with minimal distractions, and just start breathing. You can do full-on meditation if you want, but maybe you're not a big fan of meditation. Spend just 2 to 3 minutes taking in deep breaths, holding it in, and exhaling. Stress and overthinking are naturally correlated, and stress in our brain occurs when there's a lack of oxygen. So obviously, to pump more oxygen into our system, let's breathe more. But by breathing in and out, you're kind of giving room for your brain to just think calmly for a second and, really repel itself away from all the stresses that you're dealing with your work, etc. But of course, if you want to do the whole meditation thing, by all means, go ahead and do it. In fact, I would highly recommend this because it tends to be more impactful and helps you become calmer for a longer period of time. Alright, and my final solution that I have here to reduce your overthinking, and this one is particularly for those that are facing with extreme overthinking. You've tried the keep working strategy, you've tried the breathing strategy, and now you're like, gosh, what do I do? Should I just give up? Now, obviously, like any main character of a show would say, never give up.
Magic is never giving up!
But instead, build a framework. Build a proper framework to lineate your brain, to create proper order and structure in your brain, so that way your brain doesn't end up in this paralysis analysis tied up with all of these different thoughts and not knowing what to do. You're creating order and structure so that way your brain doesn't get confused, basically. Now, in order to create this streamlined framework, ask yourself, or even better, write down these 3 questions. Number 1, what you're trying to do. Number 2, why you're trying to do it. And number 3, what you hope to get out of it. Answer these 3 questions on your own, in your head or on a piece of paper, to truly understand the mission and vision of the tasks that you have every single day. By writing these down, for instance, you get a more visual understanding of what you're trying to achieve, which automatically deconfuses your brain, if that's even a word. And again, I don't really have crazy scientific backing, but I would just suggest try it out. I mean, what are you here to lose? It's just going to take a couple of minutes max, right? And the moment you know what to do, your brain's like, okay, I got this step, this step, this step. What's there to get confused about? I just got to keep on going in this path, keep on going in this linear stream, and then I will achieve my goal or desired task. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Pretty simple solutions here. Give it a try. You're not going to really lose much, and hopefully it works for you guys. It definitely worked for me and completely transformed my productivity to become a better person in general. And of course, if you have your own preferred solutions as well, feel free to leave them in the comment down below, so that way I can learn and maybe other people can learn as well, and we can all just grow to become better or less overthinkers. But with that being said guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found some value from this and you officially become 1% better.